now is a good time to sell my CS2 skins, my cases, and all my other investments. But there's a catch. Let me explain. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Fano here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys the synopsis of the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly of the CS2 economy, the market right now. It's no secret that markets are pushing all-time highs, really, and a lot of items and cases and skins have been really going higher and higher for the last couple of months, and it seems to be no limit or no end to this phenomenon. But I'm here to give you guys a bullish case, a bear case, and then give you guys my case at the end, so stick around for that. We got to start with the bull case. So last time we got to like similar levels at these all-time highs, there was actually a drop-off of trading volume and a lag for that to reflect in the price. This time around, we had a very long year of stagflation, where prices didn't really budge for many items. Rare cases have been getting eaten up like crazy through this period, and trading volume and opening estimations tend to reflect that. So this trend will probably continue. I mean, there really is no reason for it not to, and it's pretty healthy with this, rise. The CS2 announcement hype in 2023 caused a huge spike in the average price of gloves and knives, and we're in a similar build-up period that actually contains more stable volume. Basically, no hype is causing this rise at the moment, just fundamentals. And a lot of knives, like Prisma knives and knives that have Dopplers on them, and a lot of really rare old gloves have really remained consistent in their price appreciation. And a lot of these bullish investors are pegging or pinning this particular phenomenon based off of the player count, how it's affecting the supply for some of these knives, some of these higher tier items. They're basically getting eaten up, and the supply can't keep up with demand. Basically, bad sentiment caused the stagnation of many cases. The item markets as a whole, with the borderless stickers and Paris despair, tanked everything and caused prices to be depressed for a while. But now cases are finally returning to where they should have been or should be at the moment to reflect healthy market conditions, increasing in price, and the supply is just simply not catching up. At least this is what I've heard from my close friends and trading investor buddies over the last couple of days. Now let me give you guys a little bit of a bearish stance and a little bit of a cautious stance, and here's where I'm coming from. Now, here's what I think. I think rare cases have been eaten up like crazy this year. That's true, and it's also true that, major sticker investing kind of died over the last couple of majors. Each subsequent major since Paris receiving fewer and fewer investors. I mean, just look at Copenhagen, even look at Shanghai. The numbers are abysmal, the supply is abysmal, and the apply rate is also pretty in the gutters, in bad shape. So what I think is happening, and what I agree with a lot of investors, is people are moving away from major sticker investing, and they're going with what has worked over the last couple of years, and that's pretty much cases. That's cases with, rare Doppler type finishes. They go after Prismas, Danger Zones, Horizons. They go after these older cases that contain quality, high-tier knives. However, there has to be a limit to this. Obviously, there was a tipping point in 2023 with the release of CS2, and it was a pretty, abysmal release, pretty underwhelming, and, the bubble popped, if you will. Now, here's the interesting thing. We actually don't know in the years ahead or the months ahead what the next catalyst or the next bubble pop will be. We don't know exactly when the next big consequential update will be released for CS2. We don't know if it's going to happen this year, next year, in how many years. All we do know is that we are getting newer content, and we are getting a new anti-cheat coming soon, and I'll talk more about that in a second. So here's where I'm standing. I'm a bit cautious. I'm uncertain about the future. I'm bullish, generally speaking. I'm optimistic. I want to see prices continue to rise, but I'm getting less and less bullish, if that makes sense. I was very bullish when prices were lower a couple months ago, but now as prices continue rising, I'm trying to hedge my bets and be a little bit risk averse, if you will. And it all boils down to uncertainty, like I said. I mean, there's the uncertainty of the armory items. When will these armory items be removed? Will they be replaced all at once, one by one? Will it be next month, this month, in 2 months, 6 months? Will it be next year? I have no clue when these items will be removed. We also have to take a look at global markets. The S&P 500 is in a very scary spot right now. Markets all over the world, honestly, are pretty much trading at all-time highs, and they could roll over. There's a lot of uncertainty out there, a lot of economics and politics driving fear and uncertainty in the markets. And I gotta tell you, just look at crypto. I mean, many of the crypto coins are down 25, 50, 70% off of their recent highs. We could be entering a bear market if we haven't been already in one the last couple of months. So it's not as rosy rosy and peachy as a lot of people think. I actually recently sold my Cato 14 capsules, and now I have like $40,000+ ready to just apply into some sort of investment, whether it be crypto, whether it be armory items. So I'm going to be discussing that in future videos, what exactly I plan to do with this money. But I gotta tell you right now, I'm not buying some of these cases that have risen like 10, 30, 50, 80%, maybe even higher in some cases, no pun intended. Like, I'm just not interested at these levels. With all the uncertainty, I cannot guarantee that this trend will meaningfully continue over the next couple of years. I'm going to be able to return a nice 2x, 3x, dare I say 10x profit. I just can't say that. And then there's also the uncertainty of VACNET 3.0 or whatever version we're on right now, like what it could mean for the future of the game and the future of the scene as a whole, like the player count, the numbers, how many players that are currently being registered are genuinely playing this game without cheats. How many cheaters are there? How many bots are there? Bot farmers, star farmers, item drop farmers. Like, when they fix that eventually with a new VACNet or whatever software and AI that they plan to incorporate in the future, what will that do to numbers, sentiment, and hype and demand? I just don't know. And I'll be honest with you, it's kind of scary to think about. So I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious going forward for sure. If it means I miss out on huge gains from here, then so be it. But at least I am going to sleep well at night, and I'm not gonna have another Paris 2.0 fiasco, that's for sure. Sometimes it is good to just be sitting in cash and waiting for a good opportunity. Just look at the Oracle of Omaha. Look at Warren Buffett, arguably one of the greatest all-time investors the world has ever seen. He has the most cash he's ever had, ever. Like, he has over $350 billion worth of cash right now, waiting for a good opportunity. And I'm probably going to do something similar. I'm not going to go all out, you know, I'm not going to sell everything. I'm not going to completely get out of skins or completely get out of assets and cryptos and such, but I am going to start accumulating some cash on the sidelines, which I've already done, and I'm going to wait for a great opportunity. Or shall I say a better opportunity than the ones currently presented. I liked Prisma cases when they were in the 60-cent range. I'm not so much of a fan right now at $1.50, especially if you've never invested in them and this is your first time trying to initiate a position. I would personally look elsewhere at the moment. So here's how I'm playing it right now. I'm going to continue to sell off some of my winners. I'm going to continue to de-risk the CS2 case trade hype, you know, getting rid of some of the cases that have run up a lot. Like, here's the thing. If you've invested heavily in Prisma cases when they were 60 cents, and let's say you bought 1,000, 10,000 of them, I would personally recommend that you sell 25% of your position, sell a decent sized chunk, but also keep a decent sized chunk for future gains. De-risk a little bit, lock in those gains, and be patient, be ready, and look for newer, cheaper opportunities. And some of those cheaper opportunities that I've been looking at over the last couple of months are the armory items. In particular, the armory weapons skins from the collections, like the light blue skins and the blues, the ones that are used in trade-ups, from, you know, collections like the Overpass collection or the Sport and Field collection. Those are pretty decent ones to go after, as well as, you know, the gallery case. You know, again, it's a case and it has its own set of uncertainties, like I mentioned earlier about armory, but it's still something that resembles that of an operation, and, you know, they can't remain in the game forever, so I'm gonna be treating them as a limited time item that eventually will be removed. So I'm gonna be avoiding this current case hype with a lot of these older rare cases that have very low supply. Not because I don't think that they continue to go higher, but because I see better opportunities elsewhere. I see more certain opportunities elsewhere. Let me make that crystal clear. I am generally speaking bullish long-term on these cases, and I would continue to hold some if you are currently invested in them, but if you miss the boat on them, I think that there are better opportunities elsewhere, and we're going to be discussing them in future videos to come. So make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.